What up, guys? It's Hoodie from Hoodie Plays, and today I have a deck list video for you guys. I feel like it is a hard time in the current TCG landscape because we are waiting on the temporal forces meta along with the rotation. And places like Japan are already having events and stuff like that, so it's really hard for us to be excited about our current standard format. However, in cases like me, I have a ton of cups going on right now, so finding something that is fun and that I want to play in our current standard is definitely not the easiest thing to do. And I think I found something by looking at the results over in Dortmund. There was a player that got 49th. His name was Renaud Levain from France. I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, but you are a legend. This list is amazing. I'm not playing a full one-for-one, like 60 card copy of his list because that's another thing that I wanted to talk about, and it's that this list not only is really, really good, but it is a sandbox, much like with most Arceus lists. But particularly the one that he came up with is really, really cooking, and it really has a lot of cool, like, concepts that you can build upon and that you can make better. And obviously this version of Arceus has its benefits and has its disadvantages, and I'd like to talk about those at some point during this as well. But first off, let's just start with the deck itself. So we have the 4/3 Arceus Vstar line. Obviously pretty common for most Arceus lists because your turn one, you really want it to be just Arceus V and attach an energy card. This is also one of those lists that you want to go first with. I know in the current landscape of the meta, there's a ton of decks that want to go second, and that kind of plays into this deck's benefit. Although a lot of those going second decks have really good matchups against you, but we'll get to that a little bit later as well. Then we play 3 Sharkadet and a 2/1 Armarouge line. This Sharkadet in particular is the best one. I've been playing at locals and I don't have this one, but the 1 energy for 30 is really good because you can use it to return KO a Roaring Moon if it doesn't have a capsule when it gouges your Arceus, which is pretty cool. So technically this is the best one. It also has a 1 retreat. Any of the 1 retreats are good. There's a 2 energy one that does 60 damage that is also okay. I think that's the one I play IRL. But there's actually applications for just the fact that you have the Charcadet. There's always little cool like optimizations like that, and Renaud definitely found the optimization with the Charcadet here, which is pretty sick. And we play 2 Armarouge, which allows you to move your fire energies from your bench Pokemon to whatever is in the active as many times as you want. So you can do it multiple times a turn. But this is a super, super good card and probably the most important card in the whole deck. I mean, I guess Arceus V-Star's most important, but you know what I mean. So something that I also didn't realize is that the Luminous energy is always a fire as long as it's not on a Pokemon that has a double turbo or a jet. It's always a fire, so it can be moved at multiple times too. When I first started playing the list, thinking it was cool, thinking I needed to time my Luminuses with manually attachments or manually attach them onto Iron Hands. But you don't really have to. And also, if you have to use your Luminous as your Arceus attachment on the first turn, it's not the worst thing either, because if you retreat that Arceus and you use the double turbo to retreat it, then it becomes a live fire energy again, and you can use it with Iron Hands and stuff like that. And the Luminous concept is another one of those that, like, this is something you can build upon. I was playing Shaman V for a little bit. I was playing Tropius a little bit, because definitely your hardest matchup by far is like Roaring Moon. I think that and Miraidon can both be a little difficult. But yeah, so looking for like a 1 prize grass attacker like Tropius was cool, but the Luminous can be anything. So whatever the meta moves to, because a lot of these cards are still around, if not all of them, I'm not exactly sure, are still around for next format. So this could be a good deck even in the post-rotation landscape. But then we play the 1 Armarouge EX, which is so much better than I thought it was. I get so much mileage off of this, specifically in the Charizard matchup. It goes crazy because if on the 4 prize turn, you can go big Armarouge EX and boss KO the Pidgeot, then if they can't find boss on any of your other Pokemon, they're never going to have anything that can one-shot your Armarouge back, because it's effectively 340 HP. So you're then able to one-shot the Charizard back, because the energy just like is basically limitless. And it also provides an attacker that can't be knocked out in the Tina matchup, although Tina is a pretty good matchup. But yeah, it's just a way better card than I thought. It wasn't in my initial build of the deck, because I thought, why play a random EX that you can't like power up, and you want your Armarouge basic to be the one, or like your non-EX to be the one you evolve into. But I was totally wrong. Renaud was 100% right, and this card is amazing. Delphox V is a really situational card that I think can it can win you games, but it's not like a card you lay down in every matchup. It's not a card you play all the time. But the 120 and 120 snipe is really, really strong. Unfortunately, it has to be 120 active and then 120 on the bench. So you can't like you can't boss up something when you're trying to make a comeback and then go like 120 120 to try to get like a 4 prize turn over 2 turns. Which is a little unfortunate, but it definitely helps your Roaring Moon matchup if you can smack the 2 Roaring Moons and make them set up a third, because they have to gouge like all your main guys. Like there's not like you just don't lay down the Mew in that matchup, so they really have to gouge all your Pokemon that are not a Delphox. So it's a pretty cool card there. I have Spiritomb, which it makes your matchup in a Mew a lot better, but I don't see a lot of Mew these days with how popular Roaring Moon is. But it really helps against Roaring Moon, and it really helps against Charizard, and against Snorlax Stall as well, which is another good matchup that this deck has. But just the shutting off the Rotom V and shutting off the Galarian Moltres are both really, really strong. And Spiritomb just has a spot in a lot of decks right now where you can just play it to have the flexibility of improving your matchups by having one little 60 HP boy in the deck. And we have Mew EX, which is another one of those, like, the innovation that Mew has for this deck is insane, because it can do literally anything. It's always a live attacker. After Arceus Trinity Novus to another Arceus, it then becomes a live attacker the rest of the game. And that is insane, because against Giratina, you get to return KO the Giratina. Certain prize mappings against Charizard, you get to take the last KO with a 3 energy Mew. You get to... I've gusted up the Radiant Greninja against Gardevoir, and I've taken double knockouts with it in that sense too. But it's just a really, really good attacker overall, and it's a free retreater, because a lot of your late game like relies on being able to hit a Magma Basin. So having the Mew EX there as a free pivot, along with being, I mean, this might be, if not like Lugia, the best way to attack with Mew in a deck, just because it's so fluent. Once you start playing it, you'll understand like how live Mew is at all times. And then we played the Radiant Heatran, which I know a lot of people don't know what this does. I was actually asking for one around my locals, and so many people did not have a Radiant Heatran, which is really funny. But it does 70 damage times the amount of damage counters on it. So amazing synergy with Basin. It's always your Basin target if it's on the board. If you Basin once, you're doing 140. If you Basin to it twice, you're doing 280, which, I mean, 280 is an amazing number. Lets you KO Tina Vstar, and then you have a 1 prizer in the active they have to deal with that they cannot KO with Cram. So they have to Sableye you, and then you've got the Iron Hands we're going to go over next, which also is kind of the backup in that situation. But yeah, really good for dealing with other V-Stars, and just being the cushion that you want to, like, his Basin has the drawback of the 20 damage. You turn that into a strength, and it's just a really, really good card. Then we have the Iron Hands EX, which similarly to Mew, except for you do need the Luminous Energy unlike Mew, so it's live a little bit less. And I was toying with the 2 Luminous or the 3. I did play 3 for a little bit, but yeah, the Iron Hands, after you Arceus one time, after you Arceus V-Star one time, the Iron Hands becomes active for the rest of the game. It makes your Gardevoir matchup super, super good. This deck's Gardevoir matchup's amazing. It makes your your Sablezard matchup super good. Shout outs to Matt Backness for sacking me at the challenge yesterday with this exact matchup. But it also makes your Tina matchup good as well, because you just apply pressure to Tina in so many different ways. The Mew EX return KO, the Arceus with a choice belt, a KO on the baby if they ever have to Abyss Seeking or if they don't get their evolutions turn 2. The Heatran's able to one-shot stuff, or they can leave their one prizers in the active, and Iron Hands gets to take 2. So it's like, yeah, there's just a lot of different ways to win. And then we play the what I call the Black and White Classic, back from the Black and White format, where we just go the 4 research, and Renaud was playing 4 Iono. So he was playing the 4 research, the 4 Iono, and then the 3 boss, which is literally the Black and White, because it was 4 Juniper, 4 oh my god, not 4 Iono, 4N, and then 3 Skylas was like the thing back then, but now it's this new thing. But I love the versatility of being able to Starbirth for Judge on the first turn. There's a couple changes I made just specifically off of Starbirth. I think I'm only playing 3 cards different to his list, but either way, this list is entirely his idea. I've just been playing it for the past week, and making a couple changes based off my own playstyle, which is always something you guys should do whenever you're looking at these top lists, is play their lists. There's a reason that they're good, but then if you have a different play style, if you like different stuff, it's okay to make changes to cater towards what you like to do. But I play 2 Judge because in the Lost Zone matchups, in the Charizard matchup, and stuff like that, if you have the opportunity to go Starbirth for, say, energy because you need to attack, and then Judge, it's really good. So I do play the 2 Judge in there. Also late game, it's really nice. Against Sablezard, you're constantly making it hard for them to hit their next card they need to knock you out. And Judge is just a good card overall. And then the 2 Iono, self-explanatory. The 3 bosses giving you versatility to be able to gust up pretty much whatever you need throughout the game. Then onto the ball count. It's pretty straightforward. We have the 4 Nest and the 4 Ultra. Nothing real special here. No Battle VIP, nothing like that. There's no reason to play Battle VIP in a deck like this. You can't search it out. There's no like easy way to get it. You're not playing like Stop or anything. So, but yeah. And then we play 1 Rope and 1 Switch, and both are just there as your one of cards on those turns to be able to move the Arceus from the bench to the active with your Starbirth and be able to attack. I do play the 1 Jet Energy to kind of help with this, because you can go the 1 Jet and then it takes place of having to Starbirth for the energy and switch. You get the 1, but that does mean you have to hit the double turbo on the first turn, so it's very conditional. I feel like you could mess with those counts a little bit with the 2 switching cards and the 1 Jet, but I don't think you're going too heavy having 2 ways to move your Pokemon around and then the Jet Energy. The one thing you got to remember with this deck is once you set up the non-EX Armarouge, it doesn't matter who's in the active. Every Pokemon on your board that's not, I guess, Spiritomb can all attack and can all do decent damage. Even the baby Armarouge does 90 plus burn, so an effective 110. It's pretty hard for your deck to be gusted and stalled out of a game, because again, the Armarouge just moves the energy to the active every time. So after the first couple turns, you really don't need one. So one of the things I would look at is maybe swapping the Rope or the Switch with I don't know, something like that. But yeah, we play the 1 Super Rod. It's really helpful if you go the Arceus Vstar into an Arceus on the first turn, and your opponent goes boss the Arceus to get your 3 fires into the bin right away. You do play 8, but it's still nice to be able to Super Rod some of those back and get a full Trinity Nova the next turn in case you prize some stuff. The 1 Choice Belt is really nice because against Mew, the Heatran is able to take a Mew knockout after only 2 Basins. Also, all of the 220 and 230 HP Vs are dead to Arceus Vstar if you're able to hit that, and the 210 HP or the 200 HP ones are dead even if you have a double turbo. So the Choice Belt is really nice in those instances, and it's just able to help you find those extra knockouts that you wouldn't normally be able to hit in those situations. It's pretty much always attached to the Arceus, and there are definitely some other tools you could play in this deck. I believe Renaud played another tool. I wish I could remember it off the top of my head right now. Maybe Defiance Band? I don't know. But Defiance Band seems good too, but I genuinely don't like. I'm sure there's a practical reason, and there's like a specific scenario that he uses it for, probably in the Charizard matchup for some math that I don't know. I guess, yeah, I don't know. There's probably some math in the Charizard matchup, I don't know. But yeah, maybe to Iron Hands Pidgeot EX. Maybe Iron Hands Pidgeot EX. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I wasn't getting the application out of it, so I swapped it. But I definitely think there's probably a reason for Defiance Band. And then I played the 4 Magma Basin. Play the 4 Magma Basin. It's your stadium of choice. It's very different in an Arceus build for me to not see Path to the Peak in that slot. And I definitely, throughout my testing, tried to play Path also, but this is just a deck where you want abilities. It's just a deck where you want to Magma Basin. Like, it's so strong to not have Path down for you. You're not a Judge Path deck. Like, yes, we play the 2 Judge, but you don't have to put a Path down behind it. But yeah, the 4 Basin is really good. I wouldn't mess with that stadium count too much unless I decided I wanted to play a single Path or something, but I don't know what the value is on that. Also, it's good for post rotation because Path is going to be gone, so we can start to play Arceus builds like this without Path to the Peak and see how much mileage you get. And then we have the 8 Fire Energies. That seems to be a really good number. Definitely Renaud was cooking with the 8. That's not as many basics as I see in a lot of Arceus lists, and he's also only playing 3 double turbo. Which I can definitely see also, because you can just Starbirth for the double turbo, and then after the first turn, double turbo sucks in your deck. It's actually so bad. It does nothing. Because you never want it on the Iron Hands, you never want it on another Arceus, you never want it on a Heatran. I can definitely see the 3 or the 4, but I just love on the first turn being able to find it, especially if I go second, and being able to Trinity Charge. So I play 4, but I can definitely see the reasoning behind 3. And then we have the 2 Luminous Energy, which are rainbows at all times, as long as you have no other special energy. So the Iron Hands is able to amp you very much. And the actually, yeah, I don't play the grass guy anymore. So the Iron Hands is able to amp you very much. And because I only play Iron Hands right now, I went back down to 2. But when I was playing the grass guys as well, I was playing 3 for a while and no Jet. But the Jet is super practical with the way that the Starbirths go and stuff like that. And yeah, I really like the energy count as it is right now. But this was 16 minutes of a deck profile. I'm gonna try to give you guys a game, hopefully a good one. And yeah, definitely I will see you guys in the next one. With the new set coming out, I'll be sure to be doing a ton more deck profiles for post rotation, and probably some more tournament reports as well. I honestly should do a report on my Roaring Moon day 2 at Knoxville, but I've not really gotten around to talking about that yet. And honestly, I'm a little bored of Moon after playing it so much. But this deck is amazing. One of the most fun things I played in a long time. So we'll see you after the video. But yeah, you guys have a good rest of your day. Later. And here we are jumping into a game. Get to choose heads or tails. Choosing heads on my nice little Alcremie coin, and we are going to win it. The start of our Dubski today. I'm going to choose to go first, and we'll see where this goes. So, playing against Zebras, 1908. Our opening hand is so garbage. It's so garbage. We'll put out Iron Hands. Looks like we're playing against Gardevoir. But wow, this is not a lot of cards you want to see in your opening hand. But who knows? We'll attach Double Turbo to our Iron Hands. Unless we get them all to switch. It's not good. And fire. That is really bad. Attach that and we'll pass. That is yeah, not the way you want to start off, but we'll see what my opponent does. Maybe yeah, we can't get an attack off with Iron Hands next turn, because even if we found like way into like Ultra Ball and Luminous for some reason. We couldn't base in here, fire up, and then also attach Luminous because the double turbo is active. So the double turbo turns off Luminous, so DTE can never be on your Iron Hands if you want to attack with it. So, but we are going to get Iono'd, which is, I guess, cool. The double turbo should have never been attached to the Iron Hands, but at least we get an S-Ball to find an Arceus this next turn. They're going to Mew. It really doesn't matter if they hit the VIP off this or not. They hit the Ultra Ball, it's fine. Because they're just going to Mirage Step next turn. So, but we have a pretty cool hand. So I'm going to go Nest Ball. We're going to go Arceus. Yeah, that double turbo was a big troll, man. It was a big troll. I'm gonna Ultra Ball away that, and I guess Basin, and we're gonna go grab. Do I just go ahead and grab the Armarouge so then there's a chance I can attack and at least Trinity charge here? Yeah, that might not be bad. Yeah, we'll grab the... I don't know if that's the right play, but we'll grab the Armarouge. Because the cool play that we can do here, we're going to rope. He'll probably put up the Greninja just in case there's any funny business. Oh, he puts up the Ralts, okay. And then here we can judge. And we got close. I can't Ultra Ball away like every card in this hand. So we're just gonna go here and then play it safe. And yeah, I mean, if we had hit the Basin, it would have been cool because we could have Basined here, but I wanted to judge. I could have played that last turn out where I just don't judge and I Ultra Ball the judge away instead. Regardless, yeah, I mean, in retrospect, that's the play because he hit the Mirage Step no matter what. So, but yeah, I mean, worse things have happened. Worse things have happened than what is going on right now. So we get to evolve into our Arceus Vstar. We get to Ultra Ball these. And I'm going to grab another Arceus. At some point, we're going to have to find second double turbo. Yeah, we're a couple turns away. So we're going to go off this. We just grab our research. And the double turbo ourselves. But yeah, I cannot stress enough how much of a troll it was to put the double turbo on the Iron Hands. I was a little tilted over my opening hand. So he's bench locked actually. We can go Delphox here. Because he is bench locked. I almost, yeah. I mean, I have to, unfortunately. But I really don't even want to kill this because the next turn I can have a better time. But I want the energies on board. And there might be... We might not get all three. Okay, we do get all three. So we didn't prize any, which is cool. Because there's the 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8 is in bin right now. Yeah. So we actually didn't prize any, which is nice. And we're going to take the prize lead, which against Gardevoir isn't always good. Because, you know, now they have access to the reversals. And they have access to... Yeah, maybe I shouldn't. I mean, it was a nest ball search, right? So I had to lay it down. I couldn't just, like, save it for later. But he's got to find, like, level now. How many energies in bin? 5? That's a lot already. None are, like, they're all the good energies too, right? Yeah, they're all psychics. He did find the level, so he's going to be able to go grab the Manaphy. He plays Rachi over Manaphy, maybe? Or am I getting trolled? Am I getting trolled? Maybe it's prized. So, yeah, we're boss away from taking a super commanding lead in this game. Like super commanding lead in the game. But top deck boss here is a lot to ask for. Counter catcher is going to catch up the Iron Hands. Oh, the Delphox. Interesting. He must have a way to knock me out. He must have Gardevoir EX in hand. Yeah. Okay, well, that makes more sense. Reversal on the Curlia Iona. Honestly, Iona's fine with me. It puts my 2 fires back in the deck, so this Trinity Nova that I'm about to do. And we get the boss, too. But he gets the KO with 5, right? 60 plus 5, 210, and I'm exactly 210. Yeah. Yeah, so he already has the knockout. I mean, I have super... Ooh. Do I do it? Do I, like... Because the only thing about deciding if I want to do this play or not... Wow, he... Oh, yeah, he has to do another one. He has to do another one. So we will get the... Because the only thing about doing this play or not is... I will have to Lost Zone 2 fires. Oh, man. Yeah. Well, we're going to Basin one back. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I almost did that out of turn. Yeah, we're going to do it. So how many? I have 1 fire. Yes, we're just going to get the Delphox. And then we're going to Nest Ball for the Delphox. And then we're going to... I can hit this with... Okay, yeah, this is actually such a crazy play. Basin here. And then we're gonna judge at the same time. This is why... I mean, Iona would do the same thing in this situation, but this is why I like judge. Oh, what the fuck? Hello? We're gonna attach that here because we need to get as much energies back as possible. And then we're just gonna retreat off the double turbo. Go in here, and then we get to fire off the. We'll fire off these. We'll go here and here, and then after the judge, we get to go magical fire KO on active, and the 120 on the curly as well. So that's actually such a crazy play after the judge. We're gonna take 3 prizes here, go down to 2, and now we didn't get a Shark Cadet down that turn, so we don't have the insurance of having potential like boss game. And again, the Iron Hands is also not a chance to do game because it has the double turbo on it because I trolled. So we're really limited with what we can do next turn, but I guess there's a chance. He did find the Rare Candy Arcana. I was about to say there's a chance that Delphox takes it, but it's not going to be able to. And he's going to get 2. And there's still a really real possibility we lose this game, unfortunately. If he can't get another Curlia down, is there a way for us to lose? No, there's not. The Avery, and honestly, with Avery, I want to get rid of the Iron Hands, because there's no realistic possibility where I can attack with Iron Hands this game because I put the double turbo on it, but yeah, I'm not going to continue to beat that horse, but like, that's something we can learn from and never do that again. I was just tilted at the opening hand, so you gotta not do that. Gotta keep the good mental, you know? But can't always hit everything you need, but yeah, so he is going to get the return knockout here, and the Ultra Ball is going to get him another Ralts. So, a Screamtail. But Screamtail can't get a knockout this next turn either. I almost... Okay, well, he's still just Super Rod. Unfortunately, he's just Super Rod away from game. Is he going to try to KO? What is he doing? Who's he trying to KO with Screamtail? Is he trying to KO the Armarouge with Screamtail? Because going to 3 prizes is so bad for him. Going to 3 prizes is terrible for him. Roaring Scream for 120. He's got to be KO and Armarouge. That's so weird. That's so weird. Am I down both Armarouge now? No, still only one. That's so weird. That's so weird. So now we can go here. And then how much does this do? Okay. So I can go here. And then I just go boss on Mew. And I kill him with Eerie Glow. Because then that way I have these two boss in my hand. And then boss is a game. I know I'm probably getting Iono'd to 1. But boss is game next turn. And he's going to have to retreat the... He has 2 energy on the Screamtail, which means only 4 in the bin. So 5. He's going to get 6 here. Probably has 1 in hand already. Does he have, like, Choice Belt? That was just really... Yeah, that was really... Yeah, we knew the Iona was coming. That was... I don't know, man. That's a pretty good... That's a pretty good 1 card. That's a pretty good 1 card. Like, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That's just weird. I guess, alternatively, what I could have done is boss this and Power Edge. But I don't like that play because... Reversal, technically, gives him an out to knocking out something. Like, well, no, he would have had to attach twice. I don't know. Maybe that was the play, because then Delphox V would have come out the next turn. He's going to embrace and try to create a dude that's too big for me to knock out, which definitely could be the case. But all we need is a way into our other baby Armarouge and the game's over. So... because then we can Magical Fire for knockout. But let's see what we draw off this. Oh, that is so good. So we're going to Mew first, just to get our 2 cards, because after the research, you probably won't get another 2. So we can manually attach here, I guess. There's no reason to manually attach anywhere else, right? Yeah, that's probably the same. And then we'll research, and if we find Ultra Ball, which we did not, it doesn't matter too much. I don't have anything in bin. Holy. I'm about to, though. Do I retreat? Yes, because it forces him to have to kill... Yeah, I do. Because it forces him to have to kill the... Let's go here. The Delphox next turn. And then we get to Basin onto our Heatran, and we get a Basin for next turn as well with the Mew, being the pivot. So, but this is good because he now is forced to, in order to win this game, he has to kill the Delphox, and if he promotes Screamtail and kills it, he goes to 1. This is honestly, I mean, we could have gotten there anyway. It would have been real close whether we got there or not, but he definitely trolled with the Screamtail play. Instead of just killing me with Arcana. Like, he could have just KO'd the Delphox. But it was all set up because our Magical Fire doing the 120 was pretty pog. So, but yeah, there's a lot of skill-based things with this deck. There's a lot of sequencing that it's a lot more the intricate play than what I've been using this season, which is fun because I've been playing the game since like 2010. Well, since like 2011, 2012. So it's pretty cool to see. Yeah, he's gonna boss up and kill the... Who are you gonna kill it with, buddy? Screamtail. Okay, anyways. But, oh, what the fuck? Wait, that's a sick play. Holy shit. Wait, do I lose? Do I have a switch card left in deck? Rope. So, Artisan to thin out. Sorry, I gotta refocus because now there's like a world that we lose, I guess. Let's look in the deck. Switch is in here. DTE is in there. Okay. So we don't attach. I can grab the tomb though, just a thin. And then we'll put that down. And we'll Ultra Ball these. And grab Armarouge EX. And then we will Iono to 1. Iono him to 2. We got Choice Belt. So we'll put Choice Belt here. And now let's pray that our Mew goes huge. And it did. And oh yeah, we had the out with the Jet as well. But then we just go here. And Jet gets us the victory against the Screamtail. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. That ended up being a little sketch at the end. That was a really good play by him. Made up for the Screamtail play before, because that play was sick. But thank you guys for watching. I'm going to be putting out more deck lists soon. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.